Happy Friday, everybody! Let's go ahead and take a look at my top 10 FOC comic picks for Final Order Cutoff coming up this weekend, February 5th, 2024. I did want to remind you I do have my PayPal and my Venmo in the description of the video. If you want to support the channel and leave a message, I will read that message in the next video. Without further ado, let's get started! And kicking things off at number 10, we have The Batman First Night number 1. This is number 10 because I don't really know what association this has with DC or real Batman or anything like that. But it's written by Dan Jurgens. And it says it, where's my cursor? Dan Jurgens and superstar artist Mike Perkins return to the earliest days of The Dark Knight, retelling one of his most infamous cases through an acutely modern lens, depicting a world paralyzed by anxiety and a desperate populace crying out for release. So that's kind of where, like, telling you this, you know, the pitch, but listen to the synopsis. The year is 1939. The world, still reeling from the horrors of the First World War, is on the brink of tipping into an even more gruesome conflict, as fascism is on the march and gathering strength in America's darkest corners. So, who knows what they're gonna do with it? Let's hope they don't. It says through a modern lens. Let's hope they don't try to deconstruct it too much. Let Batman have his little bit of fantasy in there and things like that. And also, don't try to tie it too close to modern politics. That would, I just don't think that'd be a good idea, because it's not even close to what the world was like in 1939. But anyway, yeah, there's number 10, The Batman First Night number 1. Looks pretty interesting to me. Number 9, we have Lilo and Stitch number 2, and this is mostly a cover buy. I love these. They call it color bleed. You can call it a negative space variant, whatever you want. And I just think it's a really cool cover. So there it is at number 9. Also, be nice number 2. Number 1 was the Stitch one, and that looked pretty cool. So it'd be cool to kind of have both. All right, here we go. We have our first. I guess this doesn't really count as spec, but this is Suicide Squad Kill Arkham Asylum number 2, and it does include a code for the Great White Shark weapon, which is a digital token that is redeemed in the game. Unfortunately, I am not seeing anything good about this game, so if you want to get it, cool, but I probably will be skipping it. It just has, I think, a little bit more value than those other books, so that's why it's number 8. Number 7, we have Wolverine Claremont Buscema number 1 facsimile edition. It's, you know, the new printing. It's just a facsimile edition of Wolverine, and you know, all these reprints could have some value in the secondary market, so that's what makes it number 7. But it is, you know, number 7 because it's not, you know, probably gonna have that much. All right, number 6. We have Star Wars number 44, John Tyler Christopher action figure variant with Padme. And this could actually, this is long-term thinking here. You pick up a book like this, and Natalie Portman comes back to Star Wars. And then she starts doing Comic-Con panels. Then you might be able to see Natalie Portman at a Comic-Con, and you get her to sign the book, and get some value there. But again, long term, and then you gotta go to Comic-Con and meet her. So that's the long game. If this is something you're really interested in, or if you just like the action figure variants, like me, that might be worth it. All right, number 5. Okay, so don't at me right away. Ms. Marvel Mutant Menace number 1. The thing is, I understand all the hate for Ms. Marvel and the movies and the Marvels and all that stuff, right? But if you watched Aman Vellani's interview with Eric Voss from New Rockstars, I don't watch, you know, a lot of Hollywood stuff usually, but she is a huge fan and comic book nerd. I'm pretty sure she was a comic book nerd even before she auditioned for this. And she's probably the only one who is as big a comic book nerd as probably Kevin Feige. Now, Kevin Feige's older, so he's had more exposure. He's probably read more books, whatever. But I think Iman Vellani has, maybe the second most knowledge in the MCU, to be honest with you. And so this book is written by her. And she seems to understand the character. The way she portrayed the character, I thought was awesome. She actually made me like the character Ms. Marvel more than the comic books did. So she could, breathe some life into this character that's otherwise, I don't know, to me personally, kind of boring and flat, but and not necessarily realistic personality-wise. But I didn't like the Ms. Marvel show. Let me say that. I did not like the Ms. Marvel show with her in it. However, I thought she was amazing. Just because I don't like the show, like, I didn't like the topics, I didn't, the tension just wasn't there for me. Like, I didn't like the show, but she was amazing. And I watched the first 2 episodes, and I was like, man, I wish the show was better because she's awesome. So, anyway, I think this could be really exciting, and could help with Ms. Marvel. I think if they get rid of Brie Larson and that Captain Marvel, and they have Ms. Marvel, she's one of the few characters I could see. I mean, think of her and Tom Holland's Spider-Man. If you don't like Tom Holland's Spider-Man, this isn't going to be for you anyway. But I think her and Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and personally, I liked Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop. And just think of Jeremy Renner having to deal with those 3 characters right there. That could be pretty funny, right? I'd be bringing it down to more like, kid-oriented. But, maybe that's what the MCU needs right now. You know what I mean? So, anyways, there's just some possibilities. That's just my 2 cents and my little bit of rambling on it that I don't think you're going to get from other YouTubers. So, hope you enjoyed that. If you did, click that thumbs up, give this video a like, and subscribe to the channel. Alright, next up we have number 4, and it's Giant Size Spider-Gwen number 1. There's honestly nothing too big. It does have the first appearance of Orlando Octavius, who is the adopted son of Dr. Octopus. So, you never know how good these books are going to do with these villains and stuff. But you never know, they could be putting them into the Spider-Verse, and then that they could get really popular and people could really like them. So that's why it hit at number 4. And number 3 is The Flash number 6. And this one is one of the, it's a little bit bigger of a key, I think. It's a possible, if it is, because it's a possible first appearance, but if it is the first appearance of Inspector Pilgrim, who is an ally. He's called a shadowy bubble gum chewing ally. Let me see if it's, so that's number 3. Number 2 is Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, the 3rd printing, Sarah Pichelli variant. Now, Sarah Pichelli did the 2nd print for Ultimate Fallout 4, which was the first appearance of Miles Morales. So they got her to come on to do this 3rd, did I say that was the 2nd print? She did the 2nd print of that book. And you got Jonathan Hickman writing it. Marco Cicchetto was actually, I think, a very underrated artist. And then you got Sarah Pichelli doing the cover of Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, the 3rd print. The cover art's not out yet, but I think it could be awesome. Maybe by the time this book or this video comes out, it'll be out. But so that's my number 2. It could be higher if it was, a nicer cover with maybe, some type of first appearance on there. But for right now, it's number 2. So we all know how crazy this book was. It's probably not going to have much value in the secondary market. But this book is going for crazy for the first print. So just to have the book, that makes this, I wouldn't say valuable necessarily, monetarily wise, but valuable as far as people want it. but I think there's going to be enough pre-orders and enough stock in this book that the price won't necessarily drive up. So the demand will be there, but the shortness of supply won't. Therefore, I don't think the price will be up. Alright, so number 1 is another Ultimate book. We got Ultimate X-Men number 1. Now, I don't know how well this is going to go, and I don't know how many of you are going to like this. So this is written, drawn, and cover arted by Peach Momoko. She did Demon Days, and she did Star Wars Visions, and she's creating a new generation of X-Men for an all-new universe. So it starts off with, I'm guessing, an Asian child, go to school, hang out with her friends, ignore the political strife boiling over, events of Ultimate Invasion, meet Armor, Maystorm, and a group of new Ultimate X-Men. So you got new X-Men coming in, obviously. And I don't know, Strange Academy seemed to do pretty well on the secondary market with the new characters. This is X-Men, and you never know what they're going to pull from the comics that they're going to be putting into the MCU, especially the X-Men. It's not some C/D tier side character, random ally, or villain one-off thing. These are new characters in the X-Men story. So who knows what kind of value that's going to have. I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. I'm guessing it would be a good idea to invest in these Ultimate books, at least in the short term. But who knows? Spidey jumped. Black Panther might end up doing nothing. Comes out next week. Ultimate X-Men number 1, looks like it comes out in March. This might do nothing as well. Who knows? But it's still my number 1 for this week. Alright everybody, that's going to go ahead and do it for me and my top 10 FOC comic picks for final order cutoff due next Monday, February 5th, 2024, and next Sunday for DC Lunar Books, February 4th, 2024. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please Hulk smash that thumbs up button, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel to see more great comic book and collectible content. Comment down below, let me know what you thought about my takes. Were they hot takes? Were they weak takes? Were they easy takes? What did you think? Also, don't forget I do have my PayPal, my Venmo in the description of the video. If you want to support the channel, leave a message. I will read it off in the next one. And I also have my 1K subscriber giveaway still. I'll actually see if I'm able to re-put that video here for you to check out before I make a new one. And then I'll also do my video for next week's new comic book day, so you can go ahead and get a jump start on that. And with all that being said, as always, thanks again for checking out this video, and until next time.